we will divide the weight training program into two sections, upper body and lower body. Each section will have two primary exercises and several accessory exercises that complement the primary movements. For upper body, we choose bench press and bent rows as our primary exercises, and front raises, bent lateral raises, biceps curls, and triceps extensions as our accessory movements.
Bench press is the first primary movement for upper body. Whenever practical, we will use 2 dumbbells for resistance in the bench press. Lay flat on your back with a dumbbell in each hand and press the weights from chest level up and over your shoulders to a straight arm position. Note that the dumbbells not only move toward the ceiling, but also slightly up over your face from their starting position on your chest. Slowly exhale or blow the weight up as you push against the resistance. Lower the weights back down to your chest under control as you take a breath in and get ready for the next repetition. Each rep must be through a full range and under control. Bent rows is the second primary exercise for upper body. Bend at the waist, lock your back in a flat horizontal posture, and use one hand on the bench to support this position. Hold a dumbbell in the other hand with the arm stretched straight toward the floor. Bend your elbow and bring your arm up past the side of your body until the weight touches the side of your chest, then lower it back down. Your arm should be the only thing that moves. Don't twist your body or rock up and down with each effort. That would mean your weight is too heavy for now. Do each arm one at a time. This should have 3 sets of 10 repetitions with each arm. The next exercise is dumbbell front raises. Hold a dumbbell in each hand with your arms at your side. Lift the dumbbells out in front with your arms straight to shoulder height. Pause, then lower the weight. Your arms are the only thing that move. Don't swing the weights or lean back to lift the weights. This exercise should be done 2 sets with 10 repetitions each. Bent lateral raises is next. Bend at the waist and lock your back in a flat horizontal posture. Hold a dumbbell in each hand with your arms straight down toward the floor. Lift your arms straight out to the side. Pause, then lower back down to the start position. As you fatigue, you might bring your arms more toward your hips, but to do the exercise correctly, your arms must go straight out to the side. Do this exercise 2 sets of 10 repetitions. Bicep curls are done with a dumbbell in each hand with your arms straight down at your side. Bend your elbows and bring the weight up to your shoulders. Pause, then lower the weights back down to your side. Your arms are the only thing that move. Don't swing the weights or lean backwards. You should do this exercise 2 sets of 10 repetitions. Tricep kickbacks are the final upper body movement. Bend at the waist and lock your back in a flat horizontal posture. Support yourself with one hand on a bench and hold a dumbbell in the other hand. Keep your upper arm tight against your side and let your elbow bend so that your forearm points down toward the floor. Lift the weight by straightening your elbow to bring the weight up next to your hip. Pause, then lower the weight back to the start position. Only your upper arm moves and make sure your elbow goes as straight as possible. This exercise should be done 2 sets of 10 repetitions.
The primary exercises for lower body are dumbbell squats and leg curls. These are performed for 3 sets of 10 repetitions each. The accessory exercises are heel raises and barbell cleans. These are performed for 2 sets of 10 repetitions each. Squats are probably the most difficult exercise to perform correctly because the exercise requires you to keep your weight back on your heels throughout the movement. If your heels come up off the floor or roll inward while you're doing a squat, you're putting too much pressure on the front of your foot and doing the exercise incorrectly. Stand with your feet about shoulder width apart and toes slightly turned out. Hold a dumbbell in each hand. Hold your back in a solid posture and keep your head and eyes up while you bend your knees and hips to crouch down. Lower yourself until your butt is at about the same level as your knees, then stand back up. Do not let your head or shoulders bend over, and remember to push through your heels. The other primary exercise for your lower body is leg curls. Leg curls build the hamstrings in the back of your thigh. They can be done on a laying curl machine, like this one, or sitting or standing, depending on the equipment available. Our weight room has a laying leg curl machine. Lay with the bend in your hips at the bend in the bench. Your knee must be in line with the center axis of the moving arm. Hook your heels under the moving arm and bend your knees all the way up to lift the weight. Hang cleans are done with a barbell. Start with an overhand grip and hold the bar just below your knees with your feet closer than shoulder width apart and your back locked in a stiff posture. Keep your head and eyes up. You're going to pull the weight straight up to your shoulder height by quickly straightening your legs and pulling up with your arms. You will even come up onto your toes as you bring the bar up high. Be sure to keep the bar close to your body. Do not let it get out in front of you. At the top, quickly bring your arms under the bar and catch the bar at your shoulders with your elbows forward. Now carefully lower the bar back to the starting position for your next repetition. This exercise takes some practice but really develops quickness and explosiveness in your legs, so start with a light weight and take the time to learn how to do the movement correctly to get the most out of it. Heel lifts are the final lower body exercise. Hold the dumbbell in each hand and stand with your toes on a board or the edge of a machine base. Lift your heels up off the floor and rise up onto your toes. Hold, and then lower your heels back to the floor. These are strong muscles, so you may be able to handle a fair amount of extra weight.
Muscle and soft tissue flexibility is very important to us for several reasons. Flexible athletes tend to be stronger and faster, which enhances performance on the field. Flexible athletes tend to have fewer severe muscle and ligament injuries, and stretching can help speed recovery after a demanding workout. These are all things we want. Sports science has developed several ways to gain flexibility, but the simplest and easiest to do on your own may be static stretching. Here are just a few static stretches you should use to increase your own flexibility. Hold each stretch position for a 15 count and repeat it 3 times. If you have an injury or other reason why you may not be suited to a flexibility program, please check with your physician prior to starting these exercises and stop any technique that causes significant pain or other problems.
Calf muscle and Achilles flexibility is addressed by putting both feet behind you, one on top of the other. Apply the stretch by trying to get your heel to the ground without moving your body back. You should feel the stretch in this area. Groin or inner thigh flexibility is addressed next. Separate your legs and keep one leg straight while you lean sideways over onto the other leg. Hamstring stretching is done laying on your back. Bend your knee and grab one foot by the toes. Then straighten your knee as far as you can without letting go of your toes. You should feel the stretch in this area and possibly in your calf as well as an added bonus. Stretch the front of your thigh and quadriceps by laying on your side, bending your knee and grabbing your ankle on the top leg. Then hold the ankle while you point your knee backwards as far as you can. You should feel the stretch in this area. Stretch the back of your hip and butt in sitting. Bring one leg up and across the other thigh. Use your hands to help stretch with one hand at your knee and one hand on your ankle. Stretch your arms, chest, and abdomen by kneeling with a ball in front of you. Put both hands on the ball and lower your chest down toward the ground. Keep your head up so you can see the ball.